Good day, everyone. Today, I will be presenting my research entitled Oral Reading Miscues of Frustrated Level Students in Urban Schools, Basis for a Reading Intervention Plan for Sustainable Education. So mainly, this study focuses on identifying the common miscues or reading errors of learners who are at the frustrated reading level and how understanding these miscues can guide the creation of an intervention plan that supports not only reading improvement but also sustainable education practices in our school. As you can see on the slide, these are actual news reports from the Philippines highlighting a very alarming reality. Many of our students, especially in the early grades, are still struggling with basic reading skills. Some reports even show that a large percentage of learners cannot read fluently, while others are classified at the frustrated reading level. This situation is not only a reflection of learning gaps, but also a challenge for the education system as a whole. It is in this context that my research becomes relevant because by studying the oral reading miscues of the students, we can design a more targeted and effective intervention plan to address this pressing problem. According to the World Bank, about 91% of Filipino children around the age of 10 cannot read and understand a simple text. This means that only 9% are proficient readers. The Philippine Statistics Authority also reports that while 93.1% of Filipinos ages 10 to 64 are basically illiterate, meaning they can read and write, only 70.8% are functionally literate or capable of understanding and applying what they read. That's a gap over 18 million Filipinos who can read words but struggle to make sense of them. Finally, around 6.9% of Filipinos remain completely illiterate, unable to read, write, or compute at all. These numbers show why research on oral reading miscues is urgent. If we understand the patterns of errors made by struggling readers, we can use that knowledge to build more effective and sustainable reading interventions. All these alarming reports and statistics clearly show the urgent need to understand why many of our students struggle with reading. This concern led me to conduct my study with the following specific objectives. First, to determine the miscues that occur during the student's oral reading, which will then be described and classified according to types. Second, to identify the most and least produced miscues during oral reading, giving us an idea of which errors are more common and which are less frequent. And third, to determine the causes of the reading miscues committed by the students so we can understand not just what the errors are, but also why they happen. By achieving these objectives, the study aims to provide insights that can guide teachers in designing targeted reading interventions. To answer the objectives of the study, I used a mixed method research design. This approach allowed me to combine both quantitative and qualitative data in order to have a more comprehensive understanding of the students' oral reading miscues. For the participants, I selected grade 7 students who were identified to be at the frustration level based on field early results. These students represent the group most in need of targeted reading interventions, making them the focus of this research. This table shows the oral reading miscues of the selected high school students. As we can see, the students committed a total of 6,088 miscues while reading the passage. The miscues were classified into several categories. The most common miscue was mispronunciation, with 1,435 instances, followed by omissions with 1,038 and substitution with 1,005. This indicates that the students struggled most with decoding and recognizing words accurately. In the middle range, we can see miscues such as repetition with 582, unknown word with 552, and self-correction with 468. These reflect attempts of the students to monitor their reading but still encountering difficulties. The least produced miscues were reversal with 445, insertion with 292, and omission of punctuation with 271. Although these numbers are smaller, they still show that students often disregard or miss key details during oral reading. What is also notable is that the passage only contained 250 words, yet the students produced 6,088 miscues in total. This shows how heavily the errors accumulated and confirms that the students indeed belong to the frustration level of reading. Overall, the results highlighting a strong need for targeted interventions focusing on word recognition, pronunciation accuracy, and comprehension strategies. Next, this table presents the most and least produced oral reading miscues of selected high school students. Out of the total 6,088 miscues, the top 3 were mispronunciation with 1,435 miscues or 23.57%, omission with 1,038 miscues or 17.5%, and substitution with 1,005 miscues or 16.51%. These 3 categories alone account for more than half of the total miscues, which shows that the students' primary struggles are with word recognition and accurate decoding. In the middle range, we find repetition, unfamiliar words, self-correction, and reversal, with frequencies ranging from 7 to 10% each. The least produced miscues were insertion with 4.80% and omission of punctuation with 4.55%. While these are less frequent, they still reflect areas where students lose accuracy and meaning during reading. Overall, the data confirms that mispronunciation, omission, and substitution are the most critical problem areas, and these findings can directly inform which skills to prioritize in reading intervention plan. This table presents the causes of reading miscues identified among the selected high school students. The results show that the top 3 causes, all tied for the first rank with 77 responses each, were lack of confidence, shyness, and nervousness. These tell us that emotional and affective factors strongly influence students' oral reading performance. The second major cause, with 70 responses, was that the text level was a little bit difficult for the students. This reflects a mismatch between the learner's reading ability and the materials they are asked to read. Other causes include not enough reading materials at school with 55 responses, and not enough reading materials at home with 45 responses. This suggests that limited access to reading resources also contributes to the problem. Finally, the atmosphere, such as noise during reading sessions, was cited by 42 students as another factor affecting their performance. In summary, the findings show that miscues are caused not only by academic challenges, but also by psychological factors like confidence and anxiety, as well as environmental and research-related factors. These causes must be considered when planning effective reading interventions. Based on the findings of the study, a proposed oral reading intervention plan was developed. This plan is designed to directly address the most common miscues observed among the readers, such as mispronunciation, omission, and substitution. By focusing on these areas, the intervention aims to significantly reduce errors and gradually elevate the students' reading level. Beyond improving technical reading skills, the plan also seeks to build students' confidence and help them overcome shyness and nervousness, which were identified as leading causes of miscues. The results clearly indicate the need for strong and consistent reading support intervention. With this, reading enhancement activities must be introduced so that students can acquire the necessary skills to cope with the increasing reading demands in high school. The activity in this intervention plan includes daily guided oral reading sessions, peer-assisted reading, word recognition and vocabulary games, echo and choral reading, pronunciation and phonic workshops, silent to oral transition reading, confidence-building activities, home reading program, reading environment enhancement, progress monitoring, and feedback. Ultimately, the intervention plan will not only improve reading fluency and comprehension, but also serve as a foundation for student success and sustainable education. Here are some of the recommendations of the study. First, for students, they should expose themselves more to reading by developing the habit of regularly engaging with text. They must also be given wider access to a variety of books and other reading materials from preschool to postgraduate levels, so that reading becomes a lifelong practice rather than just a classroom requirement. Second, For teachers, it is strongly encouraged to conduct remedial classes focusing on pronunciation and word recognition. Since these were the areas where most miscues occurred, these sessions will directly address the students' reading difficulties and help them gradually elevate their reading level. Teachers may also adapt and implement the intervention plan proposed in this study. In addition, reading interventions should not be limited to English or Filipino subjects alone. Instead, they should be incorporated across all subject areas, because every discipline requires students to read and comprehend in order to learn effectively. Through these recommendations, both students and teachers can work together to strengthen reading skills, reduce miscues, and promote sustainable education. Third, the number of students per class should be lessened. Ideally, there should be fewer than 30 students in each class. With smaller class sizes, teachers can focus more on every reader's ability and provide more time for one-on-one oral reading practice. Next, readers who are at the frustration level should be tutored intensively. Their progress should not be left unchecked. Instead, field area must be used every academic year to assess and monitor their growth in reading skills. And finally, remedial reading teachers must continuously prepare themselves. This can be done by conducting research on the learning styles of readers, by attending seminars and workshops on strategies and approaches for teaching reading effectively. By implementing these recommendations, schools can create stronger foundations for sustainable reading interventions. Next, reading instruction should actively engage students in the text and motivate them to use different reading strategies. Teachers are encouraged to create an environment where all students are actively involved in the reading process. This can be achieved by making reading a regular part of students' lives through interesting and more challenging reading assignments, or by integrating games in reading classes to make the subject more enjoyable. Next, school administrators are encouraged to provide seminars and trainings on strategies and approaches in reading instruction. These programs may be organized at the district level before the start of every school year so that teachers are better equipped to address the reading difficulties in their classrooms. Lastly, parents must also play a key role. They should model a genuine love for reading at home, follow up on their children's lessons, and expose them to different reading materials. This way, reading practice extends beyond the school and becomes a part of the student's daily routine. With this study, result, recommendations, reading becomes a shared responsibility among the students, teachers, and administrators and parents. Thank you for listening.